Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all.
Hi, world.
Hello, world. I'm Christy, the mom.
I'm Erica, the daughter.
We are here to do a podcast. We just had this bright idea, and well,
Here we
one
are.
of us had the bright idea, and we're both here.
Yes.
And so we just wanted to share with you why we think that we should do a video podcast and why we think that any one of you would want to hear anything we have to say whatsoever.
Right.
And I understand your hesitation.
Already.
Yeah.
We get it.
But we
both-
think we have something to offer, yeah.
Yes. And just for fun, it's wintertime.
Yeah.
It's bluesy. Gives us
Yeah.
something to do. Keeps us motivated.
For sure. That's a big reason.
Yeah. I also think that I have a hard time finding like-minded people near us. We are from small town USA. And a lot of times
Tiny.
I feel like people think that I'm just nuts. And so I thought this would be definitely a
And her mom.
good way, yes, put us out on a larger platform to meet like-minded people,
People that are like
have
us,
discussions,
that
learn
think like
something,
us.
teach something,
Or that can
be
teach
involved.
us. Yeah.
Yes, with the bigger, forget it's a big wide world out there when you live in a village.
Yep. And we're all just particles in it.
Yes.
Which brings me to the reason why we named our podcast what we did. We wanted two peas in a podcast, but she did. But
And they're
it was
taken. Imagine that. Good name. Solid job.
I know, somebody thought of that. And so, I don't know, we're talking one day about how we're all connected and how everyone needs each other and how we're all just like particles of one brilliant like masterpiece or one huge gigantic disaster, whichever way. It's still particles. We're still all particles of
All
it.
pieces of the same puzzle is what we believe. But
But she's the best talker in the
another
world
good
once-
reason to do
Yeah.
a podcast, though, for one, like, it gets me outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so it just builds courage and
Same.
bravery and, like, you know, just a small step toward a bigger picture of doing more things that are outside.
Yeah.
We've said a lot to each other that, like, growth comes usually from, like, the uncomfortability of something, and nobody
For
wants to be
facts.
uncomfortable.
I mean,
So-
for real. Or facts.
Also, we're here in the comfort of my
or
own
for facts.
living room. So, like, I have that balance. Like, I'm
Yeah.
comfortable. There's actually nobody here with us. It's just
Not
me
a
and you.
soul. Well,
So-
a couple souls. A few souls.
Yes.
3.
So
I said a few.
a few. That's our life. But no, so, like, it's comfortable in that way, but still, to like, I'm not usually one to throw myself just
No.
to the wolves, but this would be so much more nerve-wracking
She's more, I'm shocked.
if I was in
because-
front of the public
Yeah.
speaking right now.
But what shocks me about this is that I've been like pushing her to do this with me.
When I said we should start a podcast,
She
it
was
was
joking.
I was joking.
And this
Because
was
we
like
get
2
together
months ago.
and do what we do, as I'm sure you'll see.
Because, well, what happened was, we're trying to explain to people, this is why we please beg you to listen to us. Or give us
No,
a
I think
chance.
we just feel like we need to explain ourselves because I know, like me, I
there's
feel
so many podcasts, video podcasts, and just regular podcasts, and just video channels, and then like reality and family channels and all that. And those are great and very entertaining. And a lot of them are very beneficial to watch because a lot of them actually do teach things, you know, that people can use. But I have noticed in my solitude, that's a long story. We'll have another podcast about that. But I found, you know, through watching YouTube, like, you know, 18 hours a day, that like a lot of people do this. A whole
Yes.
lot. Some are good at it and some are not so good, but they're trying and they might end up being great. So you just never know what people are going to think of you, but you just have to take that step of faith. If you never do, you're never going to know if it would have went anywhere. It's kind of an accident because we were talking one day, having a ball, laughing, and in my room, in my bed, and she walks out, she gets up to
we
leave.
do a lot.
Yeah. And we don't live together, but we only live like a block from each other. And she gets up to leave and she's like, we should start a podcast as a joke. She didn't know in her head that I was seriously thinking.
Anyway, yeah, I just, like I said, I just feel like, I think, yeah, it's a good idea to just grow and also just expand and really just create a community of people that, you know, like I said, are like-minded.
Yeah.
Because I don't have very many like-minded friends in my circle.
Right.
All good friends.
And when we say like-minded, like people are probably wondering, what are you?
Whatever that means to you. I mean, because so we thought that, yeah, we would start tonight because it's a new year. I was like, well,
it's a new year.
I really didn't have very much drive to do this. A lot of this also is because I just wanted to support my mom. Like, how do you tell your mom no? And she's like, I need a podcast partner. And nah, shoot her dream down. So I couldn't do that. So here I am. But yeah, so a lot of it was supporting her. And then I just thought, what, I guess a better time than New Year's, new dreams, new goals, new beginnings. Yeah, I was like, if I put it off too long, I'll find a reason every time to put it off. And so I thought, well, if we're going to start something new, makes sense. Start it on a new year with a fresh start. And here we are on New Year's Eve, like very close to, you know, we're getting very close to the ball dropping, a couple hours away. And here we are, like I was explaining to her earlier.
2022. Oh my goodness.
Me too. But isn't it a nice thing? Like, I'm like, we're, instead of being out, like we've got, you know, all these New Year's resolutions, and a lot of times they kind of go to the wind as soon as the ball drops. Like, I'm already out. I'm already, you know, doing something. I'm going to feel like crap for the next few days.
Yeah.
It's just going to take me a few days to get on my good health kick or whatever resolution I make.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we do this.
Kind of kicking yourself.
Yeah. I'm like, if we do this, then
because you're hungover for
bringing in the new year with like something good and something prosperous. Like, we're setting the tone for the new year. We're setting up the tone, like, of the whole new year with good, you know,
intentions.
Yes, and good, like, productivity.
Yes,
and, you know, a good
we're not
juju,
just
good
talking
ideas.
and thinking. We're doing. Let's talk about 2021. Is about to be gone out the door, and we just want to like talk about maybe what we learned from 2021, what we can take from 2021, even the pain, even the heartache, the losses that people have had and stuff. Maybe what we can, if there's anything we can find of 2021 that we can actually say, hey, I'm glad that happened. And you know, it's not that hard. Like, once you really think about it, it's like, wow, this happened, that happened. Yeah, some big bad things did happen, but there were some beautiful moments in those. And I thought about that last night. I was trying to think, like, what would I talk about that was good in 2021, or that I took from 2021. And I would say that I took a lot. It stopped me, 2021 stopped me in my tracks. And I've been slowed down before, you know, when you're going through life, chugging along and everything's going pretty smooth. And then all of a sudden you get knocked back a little bit. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. But then you struggle a little bit for a couple minutes and you're back on track. 2021, I think, like a lot of people, I think that a lot of people feel this way, that it just like sort of stopped them in their tracks. Like, it literally was kind of life altering for all of us. And I think that most of us probably did do some self perspection, you know, reflection, and perception, whatever. all three of the words we just said together.
Yes,
all of those
all
things.
of that.
And
ditto. Write that down.
And because that's definitely something new that you can. But yeah, so I just think that if nothing else, 2021 taught me to keep my priorities in check better, to put my mental health and my physical health at a higher priority level than I really ever have. And it taught me to put other people's mental health and their physical health at a much higher level than I ever have. So it did. It taught me a lot about, I think, humanity. I mean, there are people out there that went through 2021 like champs, and they went through the same things we did or harder. And when I say we, I just mean all of us. Everyone went through different things, but other people, someone's always had it worse, no matter what you've gone through. And I think that there just are never any lessons learned without pain. And unfortunately, we learned a whole lot of lessons in 2021. So what I'm taking out of that is I'm going to be grateful. I'm choosing to be grateful. That God taught us what he taught us, and that he taught me what he taught me, and that he taught every human whatever he taught them, because we're all, like I said, particles, I feel like, of the same like puzzle, and we all need different things at different times, but we all need the same things at one time or another. And it taught me that as well. Like, we're all so much more alike than we think we are.
I could go super deep with that too. We're all so different, and we're all made differently, and we have different, all our bodies are different, and and we have different things we're good at. But at the same time, when it comes down to it, we're all human. And I believe, this is just something I've read somewhere, and something that I believe to be true, is that when it comes down to it, we want to love and be loved.
Yeah.
And it was hard because, there was a lot of loss. And so, but we're all the same, and we're all different. And, but I do believe we all need each other's
differences as well.
I think so too.
Like the differences that are there that we always, and when I say we, I don't mean all people. I just mean me sometimes, and some other people maybe, that don't even catch ourselves or notice that we're so judgmental of people until, sometimes we have to see people struggle.
But we need those particles too.
Yes, we need them. We need them bad. They need us, and we need them.
Circle of life.
Like, no matter what it is about them that's different that you're judging, it's something you probably needed to see.
Ditto.
If not, it wouldn't be there. I just feel that way. Like, I feel like, we have to learn. One of the hardest lessons, I think, is to learn to, you can judge actions. If people are out there doing bad things and hurting people, obviously, I believe we should judge those actions and not follow those actions. That's horrible. You should be hurting people on purpose with your intention.
Can't judge their soul without walking in their shoes. And I use that example all the time of me. Like, I've done things in my life I'm not proud of, as we all have. So I have no shame really in owning that. However, where I was in my headspace at that time, I'm a different person now than I was. Sometimes I'm a different person tomorrow than I am today. I mean, you just grow and you learn. And I can't believe some of the things that I've done.
She's a different person sometimes 5 minutes from now.
Right? So, I can see that, you can't judge their actions. But as far as 2021
you can
goes,
judge their actions, but not their soul, like she said.
I don't know. I'm just constantly growing and learning. I don't know that I could pick. It was a hard year. Of course, I am blessed, and my life didn't change as much. I know. I hate to say it out loud because I don't.
She's lucky. She's one of the
want
lucky
it
ones.
to sound, rub it in anybody's face. But I still worked.
She was blessed. We were blessed.
We
to not lose.
Luckily, happy and healthy, and made it through. And I still, like I said, I worked. Nothing. Of course, again, I live in a village, and I, am a big part of that community, and so
and it's a legit village.
Yes, but I am the essential employee, one of the essential employees.
She's like the town.
When you live in a village, you're a little bit jack of all trades. So even there was things that so when I was a hairdresser, I gave some haircuts because I've been taught how to do that my whole life, and I don't. So I did more.
Everything she's ever learned how to do, she's learned how to master.
Beauty salons were closed, so I gave haircuts. We did, I just
joking, but
random things.
She's an artist
that people couldn't go get done somewhere else. They'd be like, "Oh, call Erica. Erica will do it." I'm like, "Is there a sign on Erica's forehead? Erica will do it, I guess."
Erica does do it.
So thank God though, because
that way
he knows my ADD could not have sat still for that long. There would have been a lot of growth in that, and I commend you for doing so. But
she didn't sit down like I did.
I can't. I'll just find something, even if it's just making things to do outside.
No, she can't do that.
But I will say that I did learn, especially with it's super cliche, but just how important family is. I know I didn't see my sister for a long time because of it.
A year and a half.
Yeah, because they shut down the world, and
they shut down the world, and she lives a little ways away, not far, but
we were all protecting ourselves, and quarantining, and you're not, nobody wanted to be around anybody, and so and I, take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty easygoing most of the time. I'm like, life is short, live it well. I believe there's more after this. So it's these, this year and a half really wasn't,
Yeah.
gonna make me or break me.
It wasn't nothing in the grand scheme.
But, right. But when I did see her after a year and a half, I was, it was emotional. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, I really did miss you. So, like, that just, making, and we have been in a, like, constant contact since. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like, we missed our bond. We missed, our energies hanging out together. So I will say that was something, and then, yeah, just also opened up my eyes to, just more of like third world countries and how much more we need to do just when we can.
Yeah.
The people that are blessed, how much more we could and I believe should be doing.
Yeah.
So, and on from that, we were going to talk about like what our
Come here.
I hate to go like past and future because all we have is the
Come here,
present,
let
but
the
we were
people
going to
see
also discuss. She's talking to my babies. I have kitties, and they're over here being silly. What our New Year's resolutions were.
Yes.
And so I know mine in particular is I want to start working on my to-be list and less on my to-do list, or at least prioritize my to-be list over my to-do list.
And I love that.
And for me, like that's going to be different for everybody, but for me, that's like I want to be a
Her
healthy
challenge
person.
is to slow down. My challenge is to do something. Anything.
I'm motivated, but
Even
I'm
if
just
it's wrong.
doing a lot of things, but not getting anywhere.
But yeah, her challenge really has always been to slow down and be still. She's never been a good be still person, and that's
Not a good be stiller.
and that's the difference we have, and we respect each other. Like we're opposites that way, completely.
We have a really
opposite.
good bond, though. I'm lucky with that too. Like we do
But I used to be
respect
like
each
her, so I
other.
do get
like
her.
you do you, I'll do me. But yeah, I want to work more on my to-be list, and there are things on my to-be list. I have a whole vision board, and I want to be more mindful, more present, more committed.
Yeah.
To a healthier lifestyle. I want to be healthier. I always have things on it every day. I have a whiteboard that always is full of something, sweet, dishes, trash, homework, lunches for the kids, whatever. And those are all important. I mean, the kids need their homework done. However, I tend to oversleep and make time for all those to-do things and not my to-be things. So like a big thing for me is to be more present and mindful about what my
Instead
me
of
time.
always the list.
Yeah, it's how much more important it is. The dishes are always going to be there. The floors are always going to be there. Like, when I die, my soul, I don't feel like
so she literally just swept the floor right before. Don't
yeah,
let her
but I
lie.
also lifted a rug to set this up, and it was
Dirty
dusty.
underneath.
Like, I mean, I was stepping in crackly stuff. No, we didn't want that. But no, I
You'll
just
find that we're very honest on this channel.
right. She does a lot of throwing under the bus, and then I'm trying to reverse it back up and fix it a little bit without running myself back over, and I'm struggling. But no, I want to be more mindful. Like I said, focus more on my, meditation and my yoga, because when I die, my soul is not going to care how many times I did the dishes, but I feel like it's going to be glad it spent a lot of time with God or meditating or praying or helping others, or so it's like more on that kind of to-be list, like who I want to be,
Who you want to be.
and not so much
I love that.
what I need to do.
And I'm going to make a to-be list because of that.
do
because
so.
of that idea.
I have mine. I just made a vision board.
I
I'll
want
share
you
it
to
sometime.
share, your to-be list a little bit. But yeah, I've not made one, and I want to make one for New Year's. That's
And mine was
brilliant.
super easy. Like,
To be, like, what kind of
paint
person I want to
pictures
be.
on the computer. It's nothing fancy. You throw one together in like 5 minutes. Super helpful.
Yeah.
Throw it on the
Super
fridge.
helpful, I'm sure. Instead of to-do list, to be patient, to be
Yes.
kind.
Yes, those are on my list. To be a
to
more
be
present
cheerful.
mother. Yes, to be
By cheerful, I don't mean like, bubbly and everything all the time, but just like when you have to be around
To
people,
be grateful.
be decent
Be a
around
grateful
people. Like
human.
they aren't, necessarily thrilled to be near you either. I mean, I have to tell myself this. Like when you go to the store,
more often than not.
every time I
maybe,
go to Walmart, like or anywhere,
when she's got the Grinch face on.
yeah, it's like they're not out to get you, honey. They don't want to be here any more than you do. Be nice, smile. Even
The
if you're in a
Walmart will
mask,
do that,
they can
though.
see you smile with your eyes.
I shouldn't. But it will. The Walmart will make me anxious and make me all types of crazy. There's so much energy in that place at one time, and they're all like anxious because
I'm sure
feeds
everyone
off of
knows this,
each
yeah.
other, and so
You
we're all
guys
gonna
got-
like.
Some people love being
swim
around a
through the
lot
sea
of
of
crazy chaotic
anxiety.
energy, but yeah,
What about you? What's on
I
your?
can't do so. Okay,
what's
what's on
your
my-
New Year's resolution?
Okay, the first one is the most, I think, top one. and this is so huge. My New Year's resolution is to prioritize my mental health this year.
That's huge for you. I'm so glad that
it is big for me. But I think that I never dealt with mine, so I feel like this whole last 2 years of, you know, standstill for me has made me realize, you know, you got some issues, and I just think that it's time for me to deal with them. And I think that I wish that everyone, I say this, but I didn't prioritize this. I'm 52 years old. From me, that's what it is. I want to love myself more. She tells me that all the time. You should love yourself more.
You gotta take care of yourself. You can't fill up somebody else's cup if yours is empty.
And this is the
I
truth.
think there's
I love
something
me.
to be.
I just don't think that I have got to know me well enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I think there's something to be said for, and I don't want to say the older
52.
generation, but honestly, like, because you guys aren't that old. I mean, well, maybe because I'm getting older, but it was like a taboo concept when, like, there was some things, even when I'm only in my 30s, and when I was growing up, there was things that were taboo that you just didn't talk about and didn't admit and didn't, you know. And so I think that now it's a blessing that it's so much more socially acceptable. And that's another great thing about, like, all the social media platforms.
I think that's
so many people
the whole time
there's such a community and a support system now that, like, people have and are able to reach out to, and I think that's great.
The whole
and I
time
think it's great that you're prioritizing that.
I didn't think to do this.
I'm going on a diet. I'm quitting smoking. I'm quitting drinking for a month. Like, that's what a lot of people do. And good for them. Those are great things.
They are.
But I don't know if I've ever heard anybody
made all of
say, I'm prioritizing my mental health for the new year.
Right,
and I think that's brilliant because it all runs together. Mind, body, and soul. So, like, you got to take care of that, too. Or, you know, you can be physically fit, but if your mind ain't right, you're not.
You're screwed.
Look at me trying to put everything in a nice...
You know, floral printed paper because people might see it. But I roll out. You're screwed. Yeah. I love it. So that's my main resolution, and then I do have the usuals. Yeah. Me too. I would also like to be a non-smoker.
I would like to be a little lighter.
And all the regular, like, get in a regular routine of either yoga. With me, I'm not really great at exercise, but I like to... Why is she laughing? It wasn't funny, I didn't think. But anyway,
it's funny the way you put it.
When I say
I'm not really good at exercise. It's hard to be good at something.
Is not my cup of tea.
That you've never tried.
No,
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So for me personally, you know, exercise has never been on my
strong suit.
It's
not a class I took.
It's just one of those things, like, every so often on a special occasion. I might try it, but no, I actually have been doing a little bit of yoga with my baby granddaughter that's 3. Yes. And I've been feeling great with it, so I'm gonna keep doing that.
It's so good for you.
So good.
I'm
and
a big
I do want
another
one of my resolutions is to meditate more often, because and to make it like to try to make it, you know, a priority a little bit, to where it's like in my schedule of things to do. Like, I have to do that today, later.
Yes, it's on my vision board to try to meditate every day, at least once a day, sometimes twice, because sometimes
I just
a lot. Wake up and I'm like, I just need to sit and smile for 5 minutes and prep myself for the day.
And believe me, she needs it, because when she hits the floor, she hits it running full speed ahead.
Yes,
I've never seen her on anything but go. You know what I mean? Once her feet hit the floor.
And I like it that way.
That's why you sleep in, because you can't.
It's, well, that.
And, can't function like that.
And that, and I'm a Pisces, and that's a whole other, a whole other show. But, like, I've heard we just are dreamers. We like to sleep because we live in fantasy land while we're sleeping. And who doesn't want to live in fantasy land? Like we're mermaids and, you know, like, it's way better than the real world. Like, the COVID riddled, you know, February, or I guess January now, but I just am dreading already February, like the weather and the dark and the
all of it.
I love
the misery, the colds.
Come here.
Don't freak out. This is not a rat. You know, he looks just like one.
Well, you meet, I guess, the baby. This is Atlas. He's running around just trying to get some attention.
He just wants some attention. And yes, he's hairless and he has a tail the size of Denial River. But yeah, he's a
anywho,
pressure.
we should probably wrap this up because
Yeah, we don't want to go
Okay,
too long
people-
for our first one. So,
yeah,
but we do.
we're not
just want to introduce
we're not that
ourselves.
entertaining.
No.
But yeah, that was we got to introduce
Did you
ourselves.
cover everything pretty much? We're looking down. Sorry, because she
I
actually
made
took a little
notes, a few because
because we get way off track. if we
way
don't
off.
keep
And
some
so,
kind
I was like, we're probably gonna have to keep a notebook just so we can
Stay on track.
Like while we're doing this, just
Not
like,
so we can think of things to say, so we can stay on subject.
like we'll put that somewhere
because
else.
yeah,
Yes,
things can
because
go
we
way
sideways quickly, and we've been doing this for 2.5 hours and think it's great. So anyway, but yeah, so that's who we are. That's
who
our
we are.
intentions
Yes.
of our podcast and for the
Yeah.
new year. And I just want to bless all of you guys. Like I hope
Yes.
your upcoming year is blanketed with
Be
blessings,
blessed.
good fortune.
Be a blessed particle.
Yes.
And I hope you and all of your particles that
You
are
and
in
all
your
of yours
family, particle
are
family,
safe, happy,
biologically.
healthy.
Yes.
Be kind to one another.
Be kind.
Love is
Everywhere.
love.
All the time.
And I just want to show my gratitude. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for giving us a chance. Thank you for spending some of your day with us, your time with us.
For real.
Just immensely
Time's
grateful.
the most valuable thing that any of us, I think, have.
I'm into that. So thank you.
So thanks for sharing.
And Happy New
some of your time with
Year.
us. Happy New Year. Leave us a comment. Oh, like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I'm just here for the clicks and views. Is it a stop? No. You're going to have to.